Hello, welcome. My name is Ian, the part-time Dungeon Master. Welcome to D20 Sundays. Before we get started, if you want to support the channel, there's some links down below. And if you find the content of this channel in any way entertaining, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. So, on to today's subject, which is the Beholder. This is another one of those classic D&D monsters that many people think about when they think about Dungeons & Dragons. We'll get to dragons next week, I promise. So what is a Beholder? It is a nasty ball of hate. That's what it is. They're xenophobic, hateful, and they see all other Beholders as ugly, hideous imitations, for they are the perfect ones. Yeah, they're not very nice. They're so evil, in fact, that they can dick you from behind with a layer action of essentially shooting a ray from another surface. That's right, one of its layer actions is an eye opens on a solid surface within 60 feet of the Beholder. One random eye ray of the Beholder shoots from that eye at the target of the Beholder's choice that it can see. The eye then closes and disappears. That means behind you, an eye might open up and shoot you in the butt. It's gonna happen. But what is the Beholder? Well, it's this thing. It's ugly, it's hideous, it's got a bunch of eyes, and the main one is an anti-magic cone that for 150 feet, if it's staring at it, no magic's coming out. That means no magical weapon, no magical armor, no magical spells. All of it just turned off. And it's really annoying to deal with. Thankfully, this also means that if you are in the center of its magical gaze, its rays cannot harm you. Because, well, the rays are also affected by the anti-magic cone. So it's pretty much the Beholder has a choice of turning it on and off, which they actually have the ability to do. So what are the rays it can do? Well, it's got 10 of them. Some of them aren't too bad. The rest are death. It's just death. First one is Charm Ray. DC 16 for all of these, ranging from Wisdom, Constitution, Strength, Dexterity, and so on. With the Charm Ray, just as it sounds, if you fail it, you become charmed for 1 hour? Yeah, 1 hour. Second one is Paralyzing Ray. You failed, you become paralyzed for 1 minute. Have fun with that. Third one is Fear Ray. You're suddenly frightened and you're not able to take actions against it. Slowing Ray. You are down to 1 action per round. You get no reactions. You are just down to 1 action per round. It's either an action or a bonus action, not both. Enervation Ray. You take 8d8 necrotic damage. Telekinetic Ray. You get held into place and essentially stuck or possibly even thrown, depending on how the Beholder feels. Sleep Ray. Pretty much that. You're going to be put to sleep. You will remain unconscious for 1 minute, and have fun. Number 8, Petrification Ray. This is a fun one. On a failed save, the creature begins to turn to stone and is restrained. It must repeat the saving throw at the end of its next turn. On a success, the effect ends. On a failure, the creature is petrified until freed by the Greater Restoration spell or other magic. Yep. Another fun one for number 9, Disintegration Ray. 10d8 force damage. If the damage reduces the creature to 0 hit points, the body becomes a pile of fine gray dust. 10d8 damage. Ooh, you are gonna hurt. Let's see if the oh yeah, last one, Death Ray. Yeah, Death Ray. 10d10 necrotic damage. If the target dies, it reduces it. The target dies and reduces it to 0 hit points. No death saves. No nothing. Just straight on. You are going to get hurt. Oh, legendary actions. It has those too. It gets 3 of them. And it only has 1 legendary action that it can use essentially 3 times per round. It gets to use one of its eye rays. That's pretty much it. Its whole thing is it takes away your magic and then blasts you with its own. And, oh yeah, it uses 3 rays per round, which means it uses 3 rays per attack. It shoots 3 of them up to 3 targets, and it's at random, so you roll a 1d10 as a Dungeon Master to see which ones, get cast, and duplicates are allowed. Oh, I'm sorry, reroll duplicates, unless you feel like being a dick. You can even have all three rays target one player, because you especially don't like that player. So what does make the Beholder so terrifying with all these things that I can do? All these rays, all these eye beams and all that stuff? Well, they're terrifying because of all the essentially damage that they can do. I mean, from the Death Ray to the Disintegration Ray and so on, the status effects it can cause. The Beholder essentially is a force to reckon with because of its ability to restrain possibly one to two of the players and then blast the rest with its remaining eyes, as well as it doesn't need to make concentration saves for these eyes. It just simply does them. It doesn't cast magic, it destroys magic. The Beholder is a fearsome and, at times, a tyrannical villain, if used correctly. Anyways, that's it for this D20 Sundays. I know it's kind of short and we didn't really cover all that too much as we normally do, but just remember that the Beholder itself is a monster, but it's how you write them and use them in your campaign that turns them into a villain. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next D20 Sundays.